Now this is a rose, and on the rose are rose aphids. These are the true greenfly, and they're of every size. You look in there. Greenfly, actually, rose aphids in particular, go through 3 stages of reproduction. 2 of the stages, the female can actually give birth on her own, like she doesn't need a male. But that's because they have a kind of a situation where, for the 3rd stage, males and females with wings develop, and they fly around and they actually can mate, so that there isn't inbreeding, and everything eventually becomes inbred, and creatures can't be perfectly parthenogenic in that they do eventually have to breed out, or they become weak and they die. And that's the same way. So you do get females that can just spontaneously have babies, which are actually erupting out of them. But after 2 generations, winged ones appear, and they have to find mates in the traditional sense, and then their young will be able to have parthenogenetic children, that is, ones that they give birth to. Now they give birth to live young, which is interesting. I mean, they literally hatch. You can see them giving birth. This camera isn't quite magnified enough for you to see those details, and they always go for the rose head because that's where all the sap is concentrated. As you know, the rose hip will be here, the flower is here, and the flower needs to be fertilized. Now in these roses that mightn't happen, but these are very hardy roses. These greenfly won't take a pick out of them. There's lots of greenfly, but they're mostly only interested in roses. And there's many different aphids, all very similar, but these are definitely rose aphids, the classic greenfly. Let's see if I can get a bead on them. Now these are also farmed by ants, and if I can get a video, the ants milk them because they produce a thing called honeydew. Honeydew is a sugary secretion, and so ants will actually keep greenfly in little barns in ants' nests in the winter, and then they'll bring them out. Now there's no ants here, these are wild greenfly. These are like wild goats on the mountains. They don't have farmers, but the ants will protect them from ladybirds and things like that. Now there's a very few ladybirds this year. It's one of the worst years I've ever seen for ladybirds. So if a ladybird showed up now, you could live here happily for many years. However, on my finger here you can see a parasitic wasp, and I actually think it's a parasitic wasp that preys on aphids. See him walking along there, little black thing. Very small. But they're like the alien out of the movies. They lay their eggs in the living host and then they eat their way out. Now I'm just blowing that creature. Back to the rose. So this is a hardy rose. Gets aphids every year, but they don't take a pick out of it.